All right, here's already the next one. Let's see if we can get lucky on the second try. So shout out to our Russian friend who had joined us in the previous one, and Powal, who for some reason was very trigger happy. So we're going to give it, I think, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I don't know, it's weird. Some people will see that I'm online who are subscribed to me and others won't. Like, it's really, really weird. Helios, welcome Helios. I hope you're doing well. Helios, how are you? Still trying to figure out what's in here. So it can be Steve, Alex, Zombie, Creeper, Villager, Llama, Enderman, Witch, Skeleton, Ocelot. Don't think it's Ocelot. Here you can see the different guys you can technically win. I'm good, Helios. I'm good. Just getting ready for bed, and I thought I'd have a like quick quiz if enough people show up. Um, you know, have a laugh before going to bed. It's like 2 a.m. here. It's so hot. Ah, well, that's the thing. Son Gohan, hey, welcome, welcome. Konnichiwa, Son Gohan. Goku's son is here. That's the thing. I don't get this. Whoever gets the quiz right, they get it, and that is very suspenseful here. Remember me? I was the one who requested to play Sonic Speed Simulator on that one Roblox stream. Son Gohan, if I'm honest, no, but I do remember somebody advising me to play that. Helios gives Gohan a shout out. Helios being a gentleman, as always. I think I remember that was like a couple of years back, right? That was like a year or 2 years ago. I haven't played the Sonic games in a while. But it's good to see you again. It's good to see you. So guys, remember, somebody can win this today. We need 5 participants. And then somebody can win this. If not, I'll be doing it again on Friday. So we'll see where the magic is. Pre-Minecraft Merc. And only the finest. Hand created by the game's developer. Who will you win? Will you win Slenderman? Well, he's not in here, but God, I have to admit, Creeper? Well, Skeleton looks a little bit more like him. But yeah. Helios says, wow. Yeah, I used to do free giveaways with Dead by Daylight. So people could win. And what it was a charity giveaway. So Dead by Daylight was like supporting mental health. And then they would have these costumes that you could buy, and the money would go to mental health. So I would buy for whoever, got the quizzes right or did the games right. I'm going to go look into the past streams right now to see if I can find it. You do that, my friend. Son Gohan, thank you for dropping by. But yeah, I remember Son Gohan vaguely, because it was like a year or two ago. Helios, what time is it in your region? Like, I think you're reaching nighttime too, right? Of course, if I start doing giveaways again, I'm going to start with the smallest merc, right? I'm going to start with this and then build my way up. 7:30 p.m. So you're on the east coast of the States, right? Or if it's 7:20 a.m., then you would be in Australia. Or no, you'd be you'd be Indonesia, Philippines. You wouldn't be Africa, and you wouldn't be Europe. Hmm. By the way, do you play Minecraft? Everybody's been bugging me to play it, and I said I'll do a couple of free giveaways first, see if we can grow an audience for it, and then maybe I'll play it. But dude, be honest, what is the learning curve for somebody who plays platformers like me? Like not building games. Well, maybe Roblox sometimes, but I guess the learning curve would be pretty steep, right? It would be pretty hard for me. Minecraft speedrun is like 4 hours? Wait, there's a linear level in Minecraft? Son Gohan is back. Son Gohan says can't find it. Don't worry about it. Hmm. Yeah. Son Gohan, I was going to stay another 5 minutes and then go as well. I beat the game in 6 hours. Whoa. How do you beat it? Like, what do you need to do? You just need to build, right? Is it like there's a linear version and then there's a non-linear version? Like, is there different versions of the game? Like, you can play one with levels and then there's just a sandbox for you to do whatever version you want. Lucas says, "Brother, what are you doing at this time?" Well, I'm off for another 2 weeks. Let me see. At least another 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm only on for another 5 minutes. Wait. Oh, look. Helios is so nice. Says, "Hi, Lucas. Welcome." Lucas, what are you doing at this time? Aren't you current? I know you have off from Oni. Please don't leave us like Gohan. Or did he? Do you mean if Gohan left? Yeah, I think Gohan left. I think he wanted to leave. He wanted to get off YouTube. God bless him. I remember him vaguely. Like, the more I think about it, the more I remember him. He was the guy who was like, play Sonic Simulator. And I didn't want to play it. But ultimately, it was a good game. So shout out to Gohan for advising us. I have busy days on Monday and Wednesday. Oh, busy meaning you stay up late? Or are you busy studying? The struggle is real. This guy's a computer scientist. He's a real life Tony Stark. He can build AI. God, you know what I was thinking about, Lucas? I thought about you about 2 months ago. And I was just thinking, you're doing uni in the middle of the AI boom. How good or bad has that affected your studies or what it is you're studying? Ah, no, busy where I do not stay up late. Ooh. All right. Another 2 minutes and then I'll end the stream so that Lucas will go to bed. Helios still has a bit of the night in front of him. I sleep till 3 or 4. Oh, really? Till like 4 in the afternoon? Or do you go to sleep at 3 in the morning. Gaming nights are the best nights. God, that's why I love playing Mega Man 7. It just reminded me when I was a kid, we used to play that game every single weekend, trying to beat it. It's gotten easier to study and learn, actually. Normally, I would need to search in books for references, and nowadays I can just ask AI something to look through a book. It has been great. Oh, okay. Will it make anything you study obsolete because AI is taking over? I'm also doing some courses for AI and I'm looking at models. I actually sent one model to Thomas a couple of weeks ago. Looking at models? Models for AI programming? Well, that's good. Lucas is his future is set. He's going to upgrade his consciousness and upload it into a robot. Helios says, I usually practice 2 times a week on MMA. Oh, my leg's injured. I can't practice MMA at the moment. I'm going to need to wait, I think, a couple of months. Um, like AI models, I will send you on WhatsApp. Ah, nice. Helios says that since you made me learn that, dude, I'm happy for you. How long have you been practicing it for? None of my work-related things would be obstacle due to AI. I am in the science field and AI can't do science reliably. AI can also not create five fingers reliably. I did some AI generated photos and they look great, right? But as soon as you go in for closer details, stuff starts to get a little bit shady and questionable. Also, you have to take in consideration, I use DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve has had an AI enhancer, a look enhancer, in it for over 4 years. So it's nothing like completely new. I also can't draw fingers, man. Well, there you go. AI is really humanly represented. Helios says 2 months. Oh, you train at an AI gym. You train at an AI gym. AI MMA. You train at an MMA gym. If you're training at an MMA gym, if you're training at an MMA gym, then I'm assuming they have um, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing classes. Those are normally the two that they'll have. Wrestling wrestling class is probably also in there. It'll be a while before I can get back to catch wrestling. I still love it. Just feel the temperature, or the slippery mat, temperature of the room where you can hardly breathe. People just falling on you the whole time. Lucas, I have a skill issue at drawing without the photos of what I want. Ooh, and then the skull head. Well, at least you can draw it with the photo. I can't even do that. Don't think I would even be able to draw me from a photo. And I know me very well. By the way, Lucas, I don't know. Helios, I don't know if I mentioned this to you. Um, Squid Game just finished. Oh, peak Netflix. I really enjoyed it. maybe that's what I'll do in the next stream. I'll draw, and then I'll say professional drawing. Anybody who wants me to draw something, just draw a ball as hands. Mokujin from Tekken has hand. No, it's ball hands. He has ball hands. Uh, I sold one of my drawings for $5. Seriously, you sell your drawings? That is so cool. If you want, you can send me the link. I don't know if it's possible here, and we can check out where we can, or we can use the link to maybe promote some of your drawings in the future. Got such a craving for chocolate. Wait, is this thing got chocolate in it? Has it got any vegan chocolate in it? Nah, it's just a toy. Squid Game ending. We are not horses, we are humans. And humans are. Oh, that might be a spoiler. We better hope nobody that's wanting to enjoy the last episode shows up spontaneously. we, we are horses, not humans, Rose baby. What do you think his last words were going to be? I don't know why, but it just seems so poetic that he didn't finish his sentence, right? There was something poetic about that, him not finishing his sentence. And I've been stressing myself, like I've been watching YouTube videos to find out what his last sentence was, but it was just "we are." It's crazy that he sacrificed himself. Absolutely insane. The actor's a great actor, by the way. And then the Doctor Doom, the bad guy, he grows a conscience. So I don't know what's going to happen in future Squid Games if we're going to go to another country or whatnot. But hey, I'm open for it. More Squid Game, the better. It was so good at the beginning when they started it. And like, you're like, what the hell is this? At least one of the players survived. Yeah, that baby was a don. That baby had everyone fighting for him. The father of the daughter, right? So Helios, I'm going to tell you something. I hate that actor. I hate him. He's been in a couple of other series, and every time he's in another series, I'm just shouting at the TV. Can't stand him. Can't stand him. He gets under my skin. He's got one of those entitled faces, like "Don't you touch me!" Like overreacting type faces. He plays a similar role in a web series where, not a web series, it was a Netflix series actually. And there's this really good actor who plays across from him. He's the antagonist. And I've never been such a fan of an antagonist, hoping that they get the protagonist. Because 333 in this other series is the protagonist, but he's just antagonizing. So, yeah, whatever. And Keelan survived. Yeah, all they needed to do was just ring the bell, ring the buzzer. Actually, Gion never needed to participate. He had the chance to, like, you know, take the knife and take care of everything a day before. But he chose not to. He chose not to. So big up Gion. May you rest in peace. Keep in mind that the detective. The detective and the mafia guy, they don't know he survived. And it's also really weird that the detective and the mafia guy, the funny mafia guy, are the only two that know the whole complete story. Yeah, it would have been crazy if they could have built that in. But that 333 was just reckless. Just reckless, so he was. He was actually very smart at the beginning, but then his paranoia started to kick in. He was very observant on how he could get rid of other people. Do you remember? I think it was the first one was a circle. No, the first one was a square, then a triangle, then the last one was a circle. On the triangle, they beat up the guy and they called him a lunch packet. Yeah, but he just wasn't. It's ironic the way he was meant to sacrifice himself. He wanted to prove a point. He came back to the games. Didn't need to. He came back to the games to prove a point. He wanted to shut the games down because he didn't like the idea of them still being active. But then he physically put himself in danger and says, you know what, going to come back into this freaking weird scenario because this is not right. You know what, Helios? I've been asking myself that, and it's a little bit hard for me. At first, I thought to myself, "Wow, he sacrificed himself and he stopped the games." But then I realized technically he didn't. The games were stopped because of that the North Korean woman saving the guy. Because when the guy was released, he showed the police where the island was. So it was kind of had she had not saved him, because she worked at the amusement park with him, and she knew that his daughter needed him to stay alive because he was like her blood donor or something, or kidney donor. So if she wasn't there, and Seong didn't travel there with the detective, so I guess it's like a trinity. It's like a three people had to sacrifice a lot in order to get there. And the detective's brother is the guy who runs the games, and he used to participate in the games. And the person who gave him the knife was the player 001 from the first Squid Game. So it's all tied together, right? Absolutely crazy. Bro had 4 years and did not meet his daughter. Yeah, I think during the Squid Games, he grew. And I think at the end of Squid Game 1, not the first episode, but the first series, um, correct me if I'm wrong, he was going to the airport and he was boarding a plane. That was it. He was boarding a plane and then he got off the plane because of his conscience. But originally he wanted to go and visit his daughter. That would have technically have made it 2 to 3 years, right? Also not great, but then he died on the fourth year. So, and ultimately the only way he could take care of her or for her to accept him back into her life was when that guy says he passed away. he's, he's like, wait, I must stop the games. He ended up buying a hotel. Those hotels, oh my God, I've stayed at one of those hotels in Korea. They're so funny. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but I thought it was just a normal hotel. Apparently, um, people who date are not officially dating because they don't want their parents to know. They'll go there for a romantic weekend, and the places are just like super funny the way that's it's done up. Like I went to that hotel and it was like super cheap. It was in the middle of Seoul, and I says, "Oh, do you have a room for one?" And then the guy looked at me and says, "All our rooms are for two people." And I was like, "Oh," I says, "So there's not a single room?" He says, "You want to stay here in a single room?" And I was like, "Yes, please." Like, okay. Um, and then left the plane. Left a two plane. Left a two plane. Ah, yeah, he was supposed to board the plane, but then he ended up saying, "Nah, I'm going to stop the games." It's quite noble of him, but I mean, I don't know, seeing his daughter at the end and seeing her not being interested in him, it's kind of like, dude, you should have just went to see your daughter, you know? Be right back. Give me a minute. Of course. Take your time, my friend. Just in case anyone's tuned in, this, these things over the next couple of weeks, you'll be able to win. Give me a minute. It's been a minute. Lucas is timing him. Lucas, what are you doing on the side? I know Lucas has always got a side gig going on. He's probably repairing a PC or something like that. Lucas, have you watched Squid Game? So freaking good. Oh, I've got the Squid Game mask, but it was from my least favorite shape. I got the Squid Game mask in Incheon, and it was like 30 cents, but it was square. I don't like the square. I would have preferred triangle or circle. Solo leveling. Is that an anime? Oh, I've been watching this Japanese series called Born. What's it called again? It's really good. Spec. I think it's just called Spec. So Spec is like a superpower, and a lot of the characters have them in the series. And there's a division of police. They chase after specs, and they find out that these specs are like oh, it's a Korean anime. Ooh, is it on Netflix? Koreans make good animes. They just don't make that many, but they make a lot of good webtoons. Birth Spec, Birth Spec. I forget what it's called, but Spec thing is really good, and it's old Japanese TV show from like I don't know, 2012, 2015. It's really done. It's done really well. If you have the chance, you can check out one or two episodes. It's very old style Japanese TV, if that makes sense. I don't have Crunchyroll. Maybe I'll do the free version of Crunchyroll when I have a bit more time. Have you all watched Alice in Borderlands? Oh yes. Ooh. Bro, I've even read the comics. Where it stops, that's where it stops in the comics. But there's just one panel extra that continues, which is a supernatural piece of information. They don't show that in the series. But now they're going to bring out a new season. So I'm wondering where they can do it from or how they're going to do it. Yeah, I'm looking at Google Images and it looks very 2000-ish. Yeah, it's typical Japanese kind of series where it's like you have your comic relief character and then you have your action character. Like they have they really went and took the different personality traits. Then you have your cute character and so on and so forth. You can watch most episodes on Crunchyroll for free. Oh, all right. So there's stuff you can watch for free on Crunchyroll. I didn't know that. I've never watched the Alice in Borderland anime. Just the live action and the manga. So I'm curious as to see how the anime is. And I wonder if Spec Birth has got an anime. All right. So so I'm gonna inject myself real fast. So be right back. You take care, my friend. You take your time. That reminds me, Grand Blue Season 2 released a couple of days ago. Great fun anime. Well, that's what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of weeks. As I rest from all my injuries, I'm just going to be watching some animes. Well, that reminds me, I still need to write my boss. She knows I'm not coming to work tomorrow, but I need to let her know that I'm also not coming to work next week. Grand Blue. Grand Blue, is that the anime with the footballers? No, that was Blue Lock. Lock Blue? Grand Blue is not with football, like as in soccer. I think I'm messing up. I wait. There's also the Blue Priest, which was like a magical type anime. Too many animes. It's a scuba diving anime. They really have all types of animes, but this is a Japanese one, right? Only Japanese would make a scuba diving anime. There's also a golf anime, cooking anime. Oh, they've got animes for everything. I was in Japan last the month before last. The month before last, had a blast. Had a great time. It was super fun. But we were only there for like 4 days, and we slept in the airport one of the days because the flights were full and the pilots were not taking people from Haneda because of the weight of the plane and the runway being so small. So we had to go to Narita and get a flight from there. Ah, okay. Well, I feel that way with any anime, to be honest. With most animes, I'm like, what the hell am I watching? Last anime I kind of rewatched a little was Knights of Sidonia. That was the first ever anime that I watched on Netflix. I don't know, like 8 years ago or something. And I was just watching it and I was like, what the hell is this? I've never watched an anime on a big giant screen with such high definition before. And yeah, I ended up just falling in love with it. So I rewatched a couple of episodes the other day. That was the last one. Oh, and you know which one was good? A girl recommended it to me, but it's still worth watching. It's what's it called? My Love Story, and there's a live action version of it out there as well. I know a song like that. Which one? Did I ever tell you about the Qurayshis? You know about the Qurayshis, right? Well, I went to Korea with one of the Qurayshis, and he ended up singing Japanese songs at karaoke. I thought we were going to get kicked out. Ah, Knights of Sidonia. Yeah, really interesting anime. I think, if I remember correctly, the world is built on a spaceship, and they learn how to fight with these big mecha machines. He was singing anime tunes. I think one of them was from One Piece. He's a big One Piece fan, so he had to like sing one of them. And the other three, four, I honestly don't know. I sung Frank Sinatra, "Fly Me to the Moon," and then we did a duet. I did a duet with a Koreshi. His cousin owns the internet cafe in Langen, next to the Bermuda Triangle, or where the Bermuda Triangle used to be. His cousin's name is Azizula, I think. And I also sang a Korean song from New Jeans, and we did Sam Smith. We did a duet. Oh God, I'm never going to get any heaven. And then I sang. What else did I sing? I don't know. And the craziest thing is, when I got back home, I didn't know this. So I've got train tracks, right? That kind of like actually looks quite nice. It's like a train track that's like on a higher level up like a small hill that passes by. What I didn't know is on the other side of the train tracks is Singvogel. It's basically cabins to go and sing Korean songs. Like 90% of the songs are Korean. But they also have Chinese, Spanish, English. And I went there in May. And it was super cool. It's just very small. Also, a little bit expensive, I have to admit. I mean, Korea, we paid 22 euros, equivalent to 22 euros for 3 hours. Snacks and everything. They brought out frozen cornflakes, water, crisps, chips, like so much. And that was like for 22 euros for three people. And here it was like 24 euros for 1.5 hours for two people. Drinks, I think, not included. But yeah, now you know. And each cabin can only fit two people maximum. I told him, I says, you need to get like four people in there. Oh yeah, and you know what the best thing is, Lucas? It's little money, and it was. We thought we were going. We thought we were walking in to a place where you can play baseball. I had never played baseball before, so I wanted to go and play baseball. We ended up walking in, and then we just saw karaoke. It was like 3 in the morning, so we knocked on the door, and I started speaking Korean. And there was a guy in front of me. I just assumed he worked there. It turns out he was just a drunk guy there. He was just like nodding his head, and I was like, "안녕하세요, 죄송합니다. 노래방 있어요?" And the guy's like, And then Raha, she later on says, I don't think you understood. Can we go here? Do we pay you? And he just kept going, Turns out the guy was just a visitor. He was drunk. And Raha told me afterwards, he says, that guy was just drunk out of his head. I was like, well, there you go. Still had a great conversation with him. Professional yet drunk, or drunk yet professional. Yeah, the guy, and I think that he got kicked out originally. Oh, by the way, the bathroom there, it was like a scene from Saw. You know the movie Saw. It was like one of the. It was like traps everywhere. Like you would go to wash your hands, and then water would come from the ceiling. And thankfully, I was wearing a cap, and there was like just drips of water coming down like the sides. And I'm like, what on God's earth is this? And then the craziest part is I opened one of the stalls to go in, and there's a guy sitting on top of the toilet, like where you would push down to like flush the toilet. He's sitting there and he's holding a cigarette, and he's just like, he doesn't even notice me. He's just like looking in the other direction. And then I was like, okay, that's not a good thing. Then there was like some green fluid on the ground. I don't know where that was from. And also, you couldn't grab the doorknob to leave the room. So if the door had fully closed, I would need to wait until the next person came in to use it. Oh, and you could also hear rats at the window. So I went there and I was like, I said to Salim, I said, Salim, you need to go in the bathroom. I says, it's you remember Saw? I says that's where Saw was filmed, the Korean escape. The Korean escape room. I swear to God, that was the second part of our journey. And one night we did karaoke and we also did the escape room. Oh God! But you know what we did the next night? We went to play baseball. Oh, Koreans love baseball. So we went to a place that was open 24/7, and it was completely empty, and it was outside somewhere, and there was music like blaring, like K-pop music blaring. So we turned the music off, and then we said, okay, let's try and figure out how to use these contraptions and whatnot. And once we figured out how to pay and get the everything started, we would grab the baseball bats. They had big selfie sticks where you could put your camera, and then we would go up to the podiums where you would hit the balls, and they were coming out at like 120 miles an hour. It's only later on did we find out because we're beginners, we should be putting it down to like 60 miles per hour, 70 miles per hour. And I was like, God, we damn near died just because we couldn't understand how to like configure the systems. When were you in Korea? It was between April and May. So we left in April. We spent, I think, 8 days, 8 days in Korea, and then we spent 4 days in Japan. So yeah, pretty cool holiday. I went there with Raha and with Celine, and we each paid for everything around, I'd say, 900, something like that. Ivy, okay, I wouldn't know about them specifically, but I do know that a lot of the K-pop stars, when they're out and about, and it's like a secret, a lot of them will go on dates to like a baseball places. You know, I was also at the not the Royal Baseball Stadium. What's it called again? Seoul Baseball Stadium. I don't know the team's name. And I was in Japan at a baseball stadium, and there I could finally get some merchandise. So I got like little pins And then I also got towels, two towels, and then like little key rings, which was pretty cool. Yeah, Japanese love their baseball. I was in Suzuki. No, sorry, I was in Kawasaki, and Edogami or Edogawa, I think was the name of the baseball club. I also went to a baseball shop. It was so expensive. I couldn't buy anything there. It was like far too expensive. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, if you ever get the chance, I'd say definitely go to Japan. You know what? We were also in a shop where you could for €5, right? Actually, 5,000 yen. No, 500 yen, which is about €3 at the moment. For €3, you would get a glass see-through cylinder like this that you can use as a stand, and it was just packed with unsellable goods, all of them anime, manga goods, just packed in there like a manga book. Three key rings, stickers, anime drinks, sodas, anime figures. And it was just like, you know, 3, 4 kilos for like €3, which is freaking awesome. And it's more or less the things that they were selling were some things from Blue Lock's first season, the soccer anime, and then some things from One Piece, then some things that were cool last year, but not that cool this year. I didn't get any food in the stadium, to be honest. I was at the stadium, I checked it out, it was beautiful, but I was so hungry and I needed to get some like a vegan food, so I didn't eat anything at the stadium. And I just went to a Taiwanese place, I think it was. No, Vietnamese. And it was the cheapest place, by the way, that I could find in Japan. Japan is super expensive. Even though the yen is suffering, it's still super expensive. It's still like twice the price of Korea. Even Salim, who's a lifelong anime fan and loves Japanese music, even he says he will only go back if he would move there if he had a job that would pay him twice the income that he needed to survive there. Because he says he would go crazy and he would want to buy everything. And he says it wouldn't make sense for him to otherwise go there if he's earning the same here. He's a soldier here, right, in Europe. So yeah, I like that. I want to go sometime and buy some cursed, perhaps misprinted common anime fingers, like a blue skin Goku or something. I don't remember seeing that, but yeah, I mean, like you go to a local store that just sells anime goods, they always have their, what's the word can use or phrase I can use? Best before goods, goods that are not going to last long or that have been shelved. So yeah, you can definitely find some really cheap stuff there. Oh, I was also in a place. I'll need to send you over WhatsApp. It's it was a unique place. I didn't understand what I was walking into. It looked amazing, and I thought I was walking into an arcade. Everything was like 3D, 4D. There was like anime figures, plastic anime figures moving on top of these like computer devices. I was like, wow, this is so awesome. Turns out it's a gambling area or a gambling casino kind of thing. And you can top up money on a card and then you go and then you play slots. So it's like a famous slot kind of thing. So yeah, a friend of mine says a lot of people go there and he said a lot of people have addiction when it comes to the gambling there. Did you play? No, I tried to play, but you couldn't throw money in. You had to get a card and you had to register for the card. It was all in Japanese. So, and by the way, I wouldn't even know what I'm playing because I watched how people were playing it, and it was just these weird things going back and forward, and they were pressing it. Blah, It's basically like a normal slot machine, but instead of just like the normal three numbers matching up, you would get Son Goku jump out of the literal arcade and go ah, and then jump back in, and then you would get the numbers. So it was lots of razzmatazz. But yeah, it was really nice. You have to get those cards for arcades too, I heard. Um, I can only tell you I was in Osaka and in Tokyo in the arcades in my first and second visit. I didn't need any back then, but this was 2017 and 2019. So I don't know if that's changed. Metal Gear Pachinko, that was it. Pachinko. I think that was the name of it. I'm going to Google it afterwards. Pachinko. I had no idea what was going on, to be honest. Like, it was like an alternate reality. Pachinko, yeah. And apparently there's a lot of pachinko addicted people out there. But yeah. Well, it was interesting. It was interesting to see. I'll send you some of the photos over WhatsApp. Did people in Osaka jaywalk? I mean, I can tell you they definitely don't jaywalk in Korea. Even on a Saturday night when people are like partying and stuff like that, they don't run over the street. And when I was rushing to get to my train to get to the airport, I got shouted at even though the place was empty. And somebody was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh, sorry, sorry." And he went, "Oh, American." And I was like, "No, no, still not American." And they're like, "Oh, don't dangerous." So they're actually concerned of your well-being, right? So I know in Korea it's like frowned upon, but in Osaka, in Tokyo, like some areas in Tokyo, you could not do it. You'd get run over immediately. Um, uh, Kawasaki, Kawasaki, I didn't see anyone do it as well. The only place where they can do it is next to the Tokyo skyline, Eiffel Tower. There you can technically do it because there's a lot of walking areas for people. So during the weekend, because the bars and stuff like that, they use the pavements. Like they bring their chairs and stools up to the pavement. So the people sometimes have to walk on the road. But it's very seldom that you'll I think see it. And as soon as they're past the table and chairs, they'll walk back up on the street normally. The foreigners are a lot more easygoing, right? Because the foreigners are coming from the Netherlands, South Africa, Germany, so English, so they'll just like walk on the street. But yeah, well, yeah, yeah. I look forward to going back maybe next year. So if you want, you can join us. I don't know if I'll be healed completely, but maybe in October. Not that I'm planning to jaywalk, just wonder if the stereotype, the true Osakan people doing it. What I could tell you about Osakan people, stereotypes that I heard and that were true, was compared to Tokyo, they're much more easygoing. They love jazz and blues. You'll get a lot of jazz bars and blues bars. And they're food capital of Japan. Not the food that I like, but there you go. Like a lot of stuff was open till like midnight. You just get like whatever you need. I still say my favorite place was Kyoto. I went to a place in Kyoto that was just so quiet and beautiful. It was like 1 in the morning. It was like a diner, like an American diner that was selling Japanese foods. It was so nice. I heard so too from Harada. Oh, really? I'm so proud Harada has seen my work. He saw two of my three tech stop motion videos, and as far as I know, he commented on one, and then he shared two on Twitter. So yeah, me and Harada, we're like buddies and stuff like that. Well, he's in the Guinness Book of Records now, right, for the longest gaming story that has been progressive and hasn't been reset or reconned. So his story is just continuous, the Tekken story, the Mishima dynasty. Oh, I've still got that film coming. Anyway, my friends, I am going to go. I think you will be in the next Tekken. I'll be Cap Lad. I'll wear the cap and I'll be like, "Hey guys," and I'll be the weakest character. They say, "Wow, why did they nerf this character?" Yeah, Negan, he got his own character in Tekken. I always thought it would be better to have him in in Dead by Daylight or Mortal Kombat. But hey, whatever works, works. Anyway, my friends, I'm going to go to bed now. Thank you so much for joining the stream. It was great to talk to you again. And also, wait a minute, I need to give a shout out to Helios. I think Helios injected himself and fell asleep. Hopefully, not with any any recreational drugs. Good talking to you. Yes, same here, my friend. Same here. You'll be in the next Tekken. You'll be Jack, the Polish, the Polish Jack version, the skinnier version, the skinnier version. Anyway, say hi to your dad from me. I wish you all the best, and yeah, I'll send you some things on WhatsApp. All right, take good care. All the best, and I'll catch you later. I'll be in the background. As soon as somebody gets punched, your background character can punch them whilst they're lying down. All right, pal. Take good care, brother.